year, the masterpiece Dark Souls was released on consoles. Now, it has made its way to PC as the aptly titled Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition. This version adds a new area and a PvP arena, but ultimately, this is the same incredible game that was released last year. If you didn't play it then, you definitely shouldn't let this opportunity go unseized. You are undead, struggling to fight your way through the realms of Lordran on a quest whose final purpose is anything but clear. Where many games burden you with plot and background lore, Dark Souls lets the places you go tell their own kind of story, one lost in time and shrouded in mystery.
That one day an undead shall be chosen.
From almost your earliest steps in this dangerous world, you're beset by enemies, and you quickly learn to never let your guard down. Even the most common and clumsy enemies you encounter have attacks that can make short work of you if you're not careful. Melee combat here is straightforward. With the small assortment of attacks, blocks, parries, and evasive maneuvers at your disposal, the combat in Dark Souls becomes a deadly dance. Each of your strikes that hits its target is a small victory, and each potentially devastating attack from an enemy that you narrowly evade offers a new lease on life. Unfortunately, playing with a keyboard and mouse is much too unwieldy. This game demands a controller. Each new area brings with it challenging new enemies, as varied and memorable in their designs as they are in their techniques. There's a wide variety of weapons to acquire and use, and a good assortment of weapon enhancement options. Finding a better weapon or making your existing weapon more powerful can be the very meaningful difference between survival and failure. The stakes can be high as you venture through Dark Souls, making your determination to survive and persevere that much greater. As you vanquish enemies, you collect souls, which can be spent to level up your character or to purchase items and services from the few blacksmiths and merchants eking out an existence in certain corners of the world.
So long.
These souls are a precious commodity indeed. And should you fall in battle, and you will, your souls fall with you. However, all is not immediately lost. If, in your next life, you can make it back to the spot of your previous demise and touch your bloodstain, you regain the souls you had acquired. Perish again without recovering them, however, and they disappear forever. It's a crushing feeling to die, knowing that it means the permanent loss of a significant number of hard-earned souls. But it's precisely that danger that makes the struggle to stay alive so exciting. In each realm of Dark Souls, there are bonfires that offer your only real sanctuary from the constant dangers you face. It's only at these locations that you can spend souls to level up, and when you perish, you restart from the last bonfire at which you rested. Because they serve as checkpoints on your journey, happening upon one can bring with it a tremendous sense of relief. That relief is short-lived, though, because you must soon press on into the unknown dangers that lie ahead. There's a constant sense of trepidation that arises out of the fact that you rarely know what lies around the next corner. Few games offer a sense of exploration and discovery as rich and rewarding as that Dark Souls offers. There's no hand-holding here, no NPC companion or helpful sign telling you which way to go next. Your discoveries are yours alone, and that makes them all the more gratifying. However, you can call on assistance in moments of need. Players can leave summon signs, and you can summon one or two of these players to your world to help you take on the boss of an area. On the other hand, under certain circumstances, other players can invade your world with the intention of seeking you out and defeating you. It's just another example of the ways in which Dark Souls keeps you constantly alert and a little afraid. Unfortunately, summoning and invasion are somewhat spottier on the PC than they were on consoles. When attempting to summon other players to your world, you may more often than not get a summoning failed message. Additionally, the PC version is locked by default at a resolution of 1024 by 720, though a user-created mod is available that resolves this issue. However, the PC version improves on its console counterparts in terms of performance. Where the console versions suffer from severe frame rate drops in a large area called Blight Town, the PC version does not. Most noteworthy in the Prepare to Die edition is the added content called Artorias of the Abyss. Like many things about Dark Souls, the way in which you access Artorias of the Abyss is shrouded in mystery, and unless you investigate the world thoroughly and pay close attention to item descriptions, or just look up the instructions for accessing it online, you might miss it. That would be a shame, as the content holds its own when added to the existing game. Particularly excellent is a battle with the Knight Artorias himself, a fearsome foe even by the standards of Dark Souls challenging bosses. He is frighteningly agile and powerful, and vanquishing him is one of the sweetest victories to be had in a game full of rewarding challenges. Also in this new realm is the Battle of Stoicism, an arena for player versus player battles. Here, you can partake in one-on-one, two-on-two, or deathmatch battles with nothing at stake but leaderboard glory. Sadly, a number of issues make the arena a frustrating place. It's not unusual to have to wait several minutes or more to be matched up with an opponent. Once you are paired up with a foe and dropped into the arena, you can expect lag to plague your battle, as your opponent hops around the screen without animating properly, and you sometimes take damage despite the fact that your opponent didn't appear to hit you. The arena's presence doesn't harm the overall game since it's entirely optional, but it doesn't bring much to it either. Despite this minor disappointment, Dark Souls remains one of the greatest games of recent years. There's so much to do and to discover in its beautiful and frightening world. The genius of Dark Souls isn't just in its environments or its monsters, its thrilling combat, or the unusual and exciting ways in which players are connected. It's in the uncompromising way that it throws conventional wisdom to the wind, dropping you into its dangerous world without guidance, making you fend for yourself, teaching you to shrug off defeat time and time again to finally earn victory. That this vast and unforgettable masterpiece is now only $40 makes the decision to play it even easier.